Good morning, class. Today we're going to learn about the fundamental movement skill, catching. Fundamental movement skills are actions that form the building blocks for sports and other movement-based activities such as games and dance. Being competent in these skills is linked to self-confidence, self-motivation, self-control and self-esteem, all of which can affect your desire to engage in learning and your participation in class, out in the playground and within your community. Depending on your cultural background and any prior learning experiences, catching should be mastered by the time you're in grade 3, but it is important that we start teaching you guys here in Foundation. Catching is a manipulative skill requiring hand-eye coordination and appropriate body positioning. It is used in many sports such as netball and basketball, baseball, softball, tennis, football, and extreme frisbee. Even this little guy loves to catch. The equipment you'll want to begin with are larger sized balls, beanbags, and balloons. Soft toys can be used also as an alternative. Dots are great for visual guides for feet placement. Making sure you're not looking into the sun, sit down in pairs. Rolling the ball on the ground between two of you is a good way to start practicing your hand-eye coordination and your focus on the ball. Some students may lose focus on what they are doing, so a great way to gain attention is by calling your name or blowing a whistle. Another way is when the ball is thrown for you to catch, yelling out the colour of the ball for verbal confirmation.
Blue. Stars.
Using a balloon to throw up in the air and catch is a good way for Foundation students to develop their hand-eye coordination and their focus on the object, as it moves slower than a ball or a beanbag. Body and hand positioning are essential key points for learning how to catch. Bring your hands up in front of your body, bending at your elbows and keeping them tucked in. Okay, now we're going to stand on our dots for proper feet positioning, and then we need to stand up straight like a soldier with our hands by our sides. Make a little bird's nest with your hands so they're touching each other. Make sure there's no holes in the nest for the ball to slip through. Is that clear for everyone?
Yes, Mr. Rowley.
Okay. Remember, make sure you bend your elbows and make a nest with your hands out in front. Little fingers touching to make a nest without any holes. Later on, you'll be able to catch a ball above your head, making a butterfly with your hands. A common error in Foundation students is that they keep their arms apart when trying to catch. You need to keep your fingers soft and bent slightly to form your bird's nest. As you feel the ball in your hands, quickly close your fingers, but don't close them too early or too late because the ball will bounce out. Does everybody understand?
Oh, okay, Mr. Rowley.
Beanbags are a great way to improve this error. Make sure you keep your fingers soft and close them, just as the ball or beanbag comes into your hands. When you see the ball coming, sometimes you'll need to move your hands, body or feet to meet the ball. This will allow the ball to land right into your hands. Is this starting to make sense?
But Mr. Rowley, I'm scared of the ball hurting me.
If you're scared of the ball and you run away from it, I'll change it to a beanbag or a soft toy so it won't hurt if you miss catching it. Also, using something more familiar and soft can prevent students from shutting their eyes. Encourage students during the activity on their skills they are developing. Gently guiding them on the areas that need improvement and allowing the students time to practice those skills. Each fundamental movement skill can take up to 10,000 hours to become perfection. Safety is always important. Put boundaries in place so the students can't slip, trip or fall. Ensure students understand the whistle and what it means at the start of each class. Be patient with each student as their abilities will be different, and never single out any student for their errors in front of the whole class. For further information and activities for catching can be found at the following websites. And don't forget, practice makes perfect. Fundamental movement skill catching. It's catching on.